gente? It's your girl Nina Montañez.
Hey, yo, what it do? It's your boy Rue, and I'm coming for you. And this is...
Sofrito Speaks. It's your girl Nina Montañez, and we have a very special guest. As you may have noticed, we do not have my co-person. I'm actually sitting in his chair today. Rue is out. Rue's living his best life on vacation or whatever. So I'm gonna bring to you Jarellis.
Jaddy, thank you. Not me stuttering.
Thank you. Anyways, so she's gonna be with me through the show. I'm super excited because she's fucking hilarious, and I just need the world to know that she's so funny.
Or so they say.
I know her. You know what I mean? So it's like I need to put her on because I need more people to know how fucking hilarious she is. If I'm being honest, this girl kept me sane at work. We used to work together, but we don't anymore, which is why we could be friends now. Thank you. So with that being said, we're gonna head over into our first section, which is Welcome to El Chisme, which is the part of the show where we are going to have you understand what had us fucked up this week and or jodido. So
jodido, nice vocab.
You know what I mean? I'll be working out or whatever. So what had you fucked up this week?
So now I'm just thinking. So all right. So
now
I'm thinking because in my household,
what happened was
in my household there's no privacy. You know this. You know this. There's no privacy in my household. Like in the morning, I share a bathroom with my mom. We both go into work 7:30. So now that I got this new job, I go into work at 7:30. I'm sharing the bathroom with my mom. Okay, my mom is always trying to catch me in the act of doing something that I'm not supposed to be doing.
Like what?
Oh, hold on. So right, I'm over here. She's in the bathroom. I'm brushing my teeth. She's always got to do something in the bathroom while I'm in the bathroom. I, like a normal person, I don't know.
You live with Suma, like
I don't know how long you brush your teeth for, but I do 2 minutes like how I was out of the dentist. I do 2 minutes. I'm brushing my teeth. My mom is looking at me. I'm like looking at her and I'm like, ¿Y qué? She's like, why do you brush your teeth for so long? Brush my teeth for so long. I look at her and I'm like, what's that supposed to mean? She goes, only people who brush their teeth for that long are trying to hide the fact that they're smoking cigarettes. I look at her and I go, what? She goes, uh-huh. I'm like, what? I go, dime. She goes, no, you know, only smokers, they brush their teeth to get the smell out.
I just slept for 8 hours.
I look at her and I go, Ma, what are you talking about? She goes, it doesn't take me that long. I'm like, but it does to me. He goes, she goes, who told you to brush your teeth for that long? I go, the dentist. She goes, which one? I go, the one that me and you both go to. We share a dentist. She goes, bueno, increíble, con cuidado. I said, con cuidado. Mid brushing tongue. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, Ma, you brought me a Justin Bieber toothbrush. I just think baby. And I used to play the whole thing. And nobody said nothing. But now since I've been minding my business, brushing my teeth in the morning, taking too long.
She said, baby.
If you think I'm running the water for too long, just say that. But to accuse me of cigarette smoke, bye.
Anything else?
Bye.
I draw the line at cigarettes.
I don't know if you can see that. Drop. Bye. Ooh.
You might just have to like pull it from the bottom to give it more slack in the back.
Oh my gosh. These are my standing up pants.
My standing up pants.
These are not my eating pants at all.
Because they're too tight? I'm sick of you. I'm sick of you. Alright, ready? Go back to your thought. 3.
What thought?
When you ended.
What did I say?
You were just like, oh, please.
Line is drawn right there. Like, mommy just drags it. Like, que no dejo no quieta. Like, I'm like...
It's actually, speaking of, now you just reminded me of what had me fucked up. Suma had me fucked up this week.
It's moms.
Yo, moms this week. Yo, need to chill out. Suma, so it's very similar to your story. I get up, I'm getting ready for work. Y'all know I started a new job this week. Talk to me nice. And so I'm getting up, I'm minding my business. I have never in my life been a morning person. When I tell you I am not a morning... No, listen. From the time I get to my house to work, I'm awake now. But upon my eyes flickering open and me realizing that God didn't take me in my sleep that night...
Yo! Yo. That took me out. What?
But I gotta process, like, I gotta give my thanks. I appreciate you for letting me wake up in a warm bed. You know what I'm saying? There's food in the fridge. I'm in a warm house, whatever, what have you. I get up, cool, bet. I always put on like jazz music or like classical music just to like set the tone, keep me like in a really cool, like just zen space. And then I go take a shower. For some reason, this is when my peace gets interrupted, okay? And Sulma takes it apart. Sulma gets up 2 whole hours before me. 2 hours before me. Bet. Okay,
Then what time does she wake up at 5?
Sulma wakes from home, yeah. She wakes up, she feeds Rudy, whatever, what have you. Okay. I get into the bathroom. I'm thinking you got 2 hours to do whatever the hell you do before I get up and I need to use the bathroom and I have to get what I need to get done, right? So I'm in the shower. It's quiet. I got my jazz music playing. Nina! Oh my God. And I'm in the shower like, Lord, please. I know that tone. Did I leave a dish in the sink? Did I forget to... Did I forget to, like...
Looking through all your wrongs.
Yeah,
you're like, please?
I'm like, please, what did I do?
To-do list.
Did I, like, forget to clean the mirror after I brushed my teeth? Like, what did I do, bro? Like, I bought Rudy food. I didn't leave dishes in the sink. I'm running through this repertoire of shit I could have possibly done that I've done in the past, which is why I know what to run through. She's like, what time do you start work? Damn, what's with all that hostile? Like,
that's aggressive, a little bit too early for that one.
It's like 7 something. And I'm like, 9:30. Oh, you like your job?
Yo, your mom sounded a little bit like mine. I was trying to conversate with me in the morning.
Converse, bitch. We're not doing that on this show.
I stay using the word conversate.
Why though? Like, I don't understand.
I don't know. It just makes sense to me.
You're not wrong. It is converse though.
Conversate just makes sense to me.
At some point, Oxford added it to the dictionary because so many people use it.
Like conversate.
Holy vocabulary.
Conversation. Conversate.
You're not wrong. It doesn't. It sounds right, but once you know the right term, then you're like, oh, now it sounds.
It's
wrong.
like when kids use the word funner, and you're like, oh, funner is not a word.
More fun. You said more ghettoer. What'd you say?
What? I said more ghettoer?
It was, yeah, you said something about it being ghettoist or something like that. I'm like, but you already used the word more, which insinuates that it is a plethora of ghetto.
Perdóname, Miss Nina. Like, perdón. I had a hard time in grammar.
Bad. No, but I just think it's funny to me.
Anyways, go back.
So anyways, she's like, do you like your job? And I was like, I mean, Mom, I'm like 2 days in. Chill. Granted, I've already done the job before, but like 2 days in, a new mindset. I'm in a new headspace. And I was just like, she didn't even give me a chance to respond. Then she goes, do you love your job? And I'm still praying, God, please, please, please let me be in a dream. And let me wake up and we can hit reset on this because her tone's already pissing me off. And she was like, I mean, what am I saying? You probably don't, but hey, fuck it. That's your decision.
Pero dímele ella.
I'm literally in the shower.
Ay, tú.
Ay.
Perdón, grandón.
¿Qué actitud, nena? Like, where did this come from, Sulmita? Relax. Who pissed in your Wheaties this morning? I don't understand. So I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, you know, whatever. And then she starts asking me a series of questions, and I start getting pissed because I'm like, no, okay, What's your problem? Ay, mi madre.
My mama's fuck you.
You're my problem. I've never been a morning person since I was a child. It's been like pulling fucking teeth in order to get me to even wake up. And why do you think at almost 30 years old that's gonna change? Babes. I'm not a morning person. I've never been a morning person. Please don't talk to me.
I'm really surprised about that. I thought you were a morning person.
No.
By the
time I get to work, I'm up.
I'm kind of shocked, yo. Like, I'm literally what?
What is going on?
No, I really thought you were a morning person. Well, I'm a morning person. To my own extent.
If I'm with myself and I'm a morning person. Like, I'm like the person, like, I'm like a Disney princess. Like, I will rip open the curtains.
No cap, get
sing
that light
a
in.
song. I enjoy. Yes, when I was living and when I had my own apartment, that was like my vibe. Like, if my roommate was gone for the weekend, I was like, let's clean. Let's get the day started. I'm put on a new... Nothing brings me more joy than listening to some jazz music and my cup of coffee's brewing. The smell of coffee in the morning. Oh! I love it. I love it so much.
Did you use a Greca or did you have a coffee maker?
I had a coffee maker, babes, because me and a Greca.
Bougie.
I leave that to my grandmother. Thank you.
Leave that to my grandmother. I'm telling mommy you called her a Goldie.
Mommy used to use the Greca all the time, but she's like, sometimes it's just faster.
I brought a Greca with me to my college dorm though. Ask me if I used it.
I was just about to say, where did you put it?
I mean, cause I didn't have an apartment. I had an apartment. Sophomore year, cause of COVID. Didn't go out well, but I did my little grequita. Está por ahí, anda por ahí, rodando. I don't know where it is now though.
Yo. Anyways, anything else have you fucked up this week? Work did I have you fucked up this week?
I'm just getting used to my new job as well. New job, new environment. The whole learning how to get from work, have your little break to go to another job is what's really kicking me in the ass right now. But money talks louder than managers talking to me. So right now, that's what I want. So in my head, I'm like, yo, that paycheck is going to be fire in 2 weeks. I'm like, my paycheck's going to be fire. But the whole because traffic at 3 o'clock, something that takes me 8 minutes to get there in the morning, took me 26 minutes to get home on Friday. 26 minutos. I was just replaying the same song.
What did it hit the highway?
Can you even hit? I couldn't even get on the highway. Like, it was the traffic.
If you go up Haverhill Street?
Like, it was literally to go.
I'm trying to think. I feel like there's a way that you could have got home faster. You would have had to jump on the highway. Probably still would have been like 15 minutes.
How would I jump on the highway from where I work? I'm going to let you think about it.
We'll talk about it after. Because if I start naming streets.
No, I know, but I'm going to let you think about it. Like,
no bullshit. Like, in my mind.
Like, you're thinking of a highway that's not there. Like, I don't know what highway you're thinking about.
No, you would have to go up the main street. All the way up towards. Then you get on to, like, you're going towards New Hampshire. But get off at Methuen. Think about if you're coming down from the other one. You'd be going towards to get off. It makes sense in my head.
You know what? We'll talk about it. Hablamos ahorita. But the point is, it was a little complicated. I was getting mad tired. By the time I got to my second job, I was like exhausted.
And nobody talked to me. Fuck all.
And then I had to deal with the whole conversation. Like, being gone from a job that people know you at, like that people recognize and acknowledge that you're not there. When you go back, it's so draining. Because then you have to talk to every single body that noticed you weren't there for that long period of time. Yo, being an amazing person is tough, guys. No cap. Like, honestly, like, that shit scared the shit out of me. Like, being, like, somebody that people ask about is so tiring. Because, honestly, it's like, the second I walked in, yo, where you been? Where you been? Crowded, literally, as I'm trying to clock in, like, 6 people. Oh, loca, pero ¿dónde tú andabas? Oh, I saw your snaps. Like, let me clock in real quick. We'll chat it up in a few. Give me a second.
Give me 5 minutes.
Give me 2 seconds.
I need to process that. I would left one job to come to another.
And then it's like the el traqueteo. And I'm like, love you guys. Love you. I love you. But
love you.
But like, it's like it kind of, like, I'm not used to like being gone the whole day. Like, I was at home. Me being a fucking dumbass took a nap for 45 minutes. Why would I do that shit to myself? Woke up like this. Looking like I don't know if you ever seen Hocus Pocus. Yeah, you did. Billy, the zombie, the one that comes, like, with the mouth that says kill, like that. I literally look like him, bro. Like, yo, it was looking terrible. I was like, damn, I'm really here right now. Almost contemplated calling up, but I'm a person of my word.
I said I was gonna be here. My schedule said.
I see how long that's gonna last.
I feel that, because I just think that, like, some jobs be doing too much with, like, what you gotta have for availability. That's what had me fucked up, honestly. I'm like, what do you mean I have to have this many hours? What are you talking about?
Yo, I love, guys, oh my God. On the sheet of availability, it goes your hours and your preferred times. I said, fuck these bitches. I'm gonna put preferred off. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm gonna put preferred off. So I ask, I go, hey, yo, I said I'm available these days, but my preference is to not even be on the schedule. They go, how does that work? I'm like, well, I'm telling you I'm available for these days, but if you don't need me, do not put me on. Because nothing pisses me off more than going to work and seeing 25 and a half heads there when they only need 6.
Yup.
Like, why are you scheduling
Call
me
me
right
and tell
now?
me I don't have to come
Like, you know
in.
what I mean? Like, there's no need. We're not making, like, you know what I mean?
If I get to work and you say I could go home, I drove all the way here and you're going to send me...
I'm fucking sick. So I go off and they're like, oh, we can't put that in the system. Oh, but I have to work this day. I have to put that I'm available for this day. But if you want, you could just say that I can't work this day at all. Now, I'm the bad guy. But I'm just following what the instructions said on the piece of paper.
Smart ass.
You're asking me what I prefer to work. And I said, don't fucking put me on the schedule. Now, am I following las reglas o no? Dime ustedes. Porque dime. I did what I had to do. They look at it. They knew I was right. They were like, we'll see what we can do. No, not that you're going to see what you can do. You're going to do what you can do. Because there's no de que intertwining.
Nigga, you better fix the wording on this.
I'm like, how to do my sheet 3 times.
Why?
Because it just wasn't fixing it. And then somebody decided to do their sheet. They're looking at me. They're like, oh, I should be good with 52 hours. They're not going to say anything. I go, baby, they had me put it till 70 hours, so I don't know what they're going to tell you. Oh, nah, they're not.
70 hours of
Availability.
For a... part-time job, or was this when you were full-time?
That's when I was full-time.
That's still a lot.
That's still a lot. They look at me, they're like, they're not going to schedule me for it because they just became full-time. They're like, they're not going to schedule me 9 hours.
What's a full-time?
Are we being nosy? Like, can I say it?
No, not. throw up a letter or something. You lying.
Who do you think?
I think? We'll talk.
But they became full-time. They were like, they're not going to schedule me all the time for 9 hours. I said, baby, 9 hours is the full shift. I couldn't even get 8 hours. I couldn't get 7 hours because according to them, I had to work a full shift. Even though if I worked 5 days a week, 7-hour shifts, I would still get the 35 hours, which still qualifies me for full-time.
That's disgusting, y'all. When you leave that place, we'll blast where this place of employment is. But until then,
I'm gonna mind my fucking business. Cause next thing you know, I get fired. JK, love my job. Like Kanye with the I am not hacked. Promise you. Get that tatted.
anyways, so we are gonna move into our next section, which is
Ay bendito.
Alright, mi gente, welcome to Ay Bendito, which is the part of the show that Ruben loves a lot, that I don't really like a lot, but like we here.
Damn. What did Ay Bendito do to you?
Ay Bendito's Ruben's part of the show, so I'm like, I really gotta put the team on back right now. But anyways, love you, miss you. Can't wait to have you back.
I love you.
I love you so much. I love you. But yeah, this is part of the show. We're gonna give you any local news, any media headlines that just like grabbed our attention and made us think and or made us, just we have
Una
thoughts.
carita.
Una carita. You know what I mean? Like you smell
Una
something
carita
bad.
fea.
Like, you know what I mean?
Cochino.
What had you?
Yo, Elon Musk or Elon, whatever that rich.
Elon.
I don't know whatever that rich white man is. Eat the rich. I don't care. What that man, he bought Twitter, brought Trump back, fired everybody that was part of Twitter.
When?
He bought Twitter,
I
fired
remember he
everybody.
bought Twitter.
No, but he just bought it now because he took back his money. He offered to buy Twitter and took back his offer. So then now he did it again. Fired everybody that was on the Twitter team. CFO, I think it was a CEO. I thought it was to be petty, but apparently it was because they fucked up the freedom of speech thing. They took Donald Trump off, but it was like, it's a freedom of speech. It's a movement. But like I said to others, if you say some stupid shit in my house, you are getting removed.
Bruh, it's that simple. Like it's the way that Americans took freedom of speech, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna say some racist shit. I'm gonna say some outlandish shit. Oh, freedom of speech, though, bet. And then when you get got because of what you said,
you gotta get out.
That's it.
Pa fuera. Like I don't understand. I'm like,
fuera.
I'm thinking about it. I'm like, well, in my personal opinion, I invite you to my house. You say some stupid raggedy shit. I'm gonna ask you to leave. You don't leave, I'm gonna ban you from my crib. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Twitter's no different. It's a platform, and the owners don't want you on it, they can remove you. That's also the freedom of speech. That's what I think about it. That's also
it is that simple. But the thing is that you are going to. There's consequences to your actions. For some reason. Now, I find that whenever we say consequences to your actions, you're only thinking like if you physically harm somebody. But we cannot hold a space for mental health conversations, but then take what verbal abuse can do to mental health. We got to clear that because freedom of speech. Algo like.
But now that's just dumb.
Like it doesn't make sense to me. It's not. You can't get on the internet and say whatever you want, and then when you get banned from these sites, and you know what sucks? It sucks that Kanye has to be the example, but look at how much he's lost billions.
Yo, no cap.
Billions.
He's calling it like economic lynching, which I'm like, yo.
Whatever, but there's consequences to your actions. But the thing that sucks though is that they weren't doing all that shit when he was talking all that smack about his own community.
No cap.
And I still haven't watched the full interview, but in the context of his interview, like they take bits and pieces and they ran with it. But apparently he was going somewhere with the comments that he was making about the Jewish community. And I didn't watch it.
I think he was saying that the Jewish community run America.
It was something.
I didn't really care enough to watch it.
But he was like making a connection to the power that they hold. I didn't watch the whole thing, but which is why I'm gonna be really short on what I even speak on it, just because like we already see what happened to Kanye.
Part 2.
Right. You know what I mean? So I just the way that it was taken and like spun, and it was the same thing with, and I'm not defending Kanye in any. I believe that somebody needed to be held accountable. Somebody needed to be made an example of. Does it suck that it is a black man? Absolutely. Really when white men have been running rampant all over these
doing
apps,
so much worse
left and right.
How is Donald Trump so rich? Like I don't understand.
You know what I mean? And nobody was dropping him from anything that I know of. At least it wasn't this publicly, if it has happened the way that it is so public for Kanye. I think where he did fuck up though, and Father of the Year here, is where Kim had to beef up security at her kid's school.
That what's crazy? I said the same shit, and I was called a psychopath. I literally was like, man's fucked up when he started going to the media for every bro. Like Lil Wayne said, real G's moving silence like lasagna. Clearly he wasn't taking the hint.
Yeah.
Why are you going on social media, posting screenshots of conversations with your ex-wife? Being a bully to Pete Davidson. Like, not for anything, bro. It doesn't matter, bro. You took social media. Now you took that as your little...
He went from barely using it to I'm airing out everybody.
Airing out. Bro, I am part of the problem because I did have his notifications on, as you know. But it's because this man is like...
Yo!
I would eat it up because it's like, what are you saying right now? Like, now you publicly put your kid's school online.
Yeah.
For what reason? To prove a point? You know how much weirdos there are in this world?
Yo. Especially you're a rich family, bro.
Bro, look at PNB Rock, man. He rests in peace. Bro, all because of a waffle. Whatever, apparently it wasn't that, but apparently they was watching her put the location on. And you want to air your kid's school out? I'm el favor. That. X on this side.
X.
Capital
X. Yeah, that's a thing. So Kanye is still running rampant on the socials. I'm trying to think. I always have to like go to I save stuff now because
you're mad funny.
I hate when Ruben was like, "What do you got?" And I'm like, "I don't got nothing or whatever."
Like Kanye's sick right now. Now they can't even Goodwill can't even sell his stuff now. Can you believe that? Goodwill.
What?
Goodwill brought a thing. It was like any easy products, we're not selling it. Like Kanye's losing billions of dollars. Adidas, TJ Maxx rejected his clothes. Like TJ Maxx rejected it. They're not taking his clothes. I'm like, Kanye's going through it. And at first I bet he thought like, oh, this is nothing. But it's like, people serve consequences.
I just like, wish, like, this is the thing that I did see. A comment that I saw that was written, obviously it was a comment. They had said like the difference in when Kanye had said 400 years of slavery was a choice and what he said about the Jewish community is that the Jewish community rallied together to move it forward, whereas the black community made it a bunch of memes and they were just talking a bunch of shit.
Not Kanye West just posted a person from the Jewish community right now on Instagram. It's like, this is basically like you're the reason.
No, bro, you are. When are you gonna take accountability for your own actions? Like what?
Bro, the freedom of speech. It literally...
Jokes on us if like, God forbid Jesucristo viene, tomorrow, and this man was speaking facts the whole time. He was like,
no cap, but like, dude, the freedom of speech, you say it, but the freedom of speech was put in place so people could talk about their religion, so people could talk about what they believe in without getting backlash for like you being Christian, but somebody else being Catholic versus you being Jewish. Mm-hmm. It was supposed to spread the peace. That don't mean you ain't gonna get your ass smacked. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. That don't mean that your shit you ain't gonna get paddled. Like, hello. Like, what?
Listen.
That's like playing with a shark and expecting not to get bit. What? Trying to horseback ride a great white shark. That shit's gonna throw you back and eat you. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah. The social media is not a place to play with nowadays.
No, either you gonna get on there, do a little TikTok dance and get the fuck off, or
Charlie D'Amelio style, like, or literally live your life. Like, bro, there's no need to be airing Kanye putting out screenshots. I would have been sick if I was the Kardashians. I would have been sick if I was the Kardashians.
You followed my eyesight.
Because earlier I followed your eyes and I was like, I thought I had a booger for a second. It was because of the chair.
Lucky for you, I can't see that.
De lejos. De lejitos.
Oh, anyways, moving on to the other thing that had me kikiing, but like not really at the same time. Young Jock sent $1,800 to the wrong person on Zelle, and then messaged them was like, "Yo."
And they blocked them. Hold
on. It said, "Hi, can you please return the $1,800 that I mistakenly sent to your account via Zelle? I don't know you nor you know me. Please do the right thing. God has bigger blessings for you. I know you blocked my number. I just need the $1,800 that was sent to your account via Zelle."
Now, what would you do, Nina? What would you do?
I would send the money back.
You would send the money back? Respectfully, I wouldn't touch the money, but I'd ponder it for a couple days. I would. Because to me, that would have been like, yo, I just got sent $1,800 right now?
Is the government playing with me right now?
I would have been... Yo, that little, like when people jump and their feet clap. Like, I would have contemplated. Me, I would have given it back. Yeah. After a couple days, though. Maybe a couple weeks.
Remember that time I found $500 at work and I like saved it and waited for like, because it's $500, you're gonna notice.
Yo, time out. I saw a post on Facebook.
That's me.
And it goes, man, everybody broke nowadays. You don't find money on the floor anymore. And I literally was like, damn, that's crazy. I was like, kid, I used to find like $20.
No, I used to stay finding money as a kid.
Damn, that's crazy. Y'all got your wallets on lock. Y'all got your wallets on lock.
$500 at work, and I put it in the safe until somebody came to claim it. And we ran the tape, so I knew what the individual looked like.
It's a good mugging. Got a good head on.
But listen, $500 in my account. Listen, I'm to tell y'all, God be watching. God be testing.
Yeah, you told me that.
$500 in my account. I tell you, I dropped to my knees so fast and prayed and said, "Thank you." I don't think you guys understand. I don't play with that anymore because I know God. I do the right thing. God's gonna bless me 2 times over. So we good here. We ain't playing with that.
You heard Rihanna's new song? Not trying to change the subject, but I just saw the lights and I thought about light it up. What?
These lights been on the whole time.
Yeah, but then I was looking, I was like, damn, my lights, and I was counting, and then I was like, light it up.
I heard it on Friday. I get the sentiment because it was like for Chadwick Boseman for Black Panther, the soundtrack, and I was like, oh, that sentiment's really cute. That's about it. Like, I'm not gonna get that.
She said,
I think it was because there was so much anticipation. Like, oh my God, Rihanna made a new song. I thought I was about to be like,
nah, I thought it was gonna be pop, lock, and drop it type work type shit on some like, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some whining and grinding, but like, it was cute. I listened to
she really, honestly, like, you can see the, like, how her vocals have evolved. Like, I think I was 13 when her first.
Rihanna used to go crazy. I remember Rude Boy.
You said Rude Boy, I'm always thinking upon the replay. Can you see the difference in age?
That's so not upon the replay, no.
I can't.
Now me thinking, no.
Johnny's tone deaf. She thinks she be on beat. Like she's gonna get you there.
I don't care, because if I say it, you know what I'm talking about. Play heads up with me.
No, don't play heads up with her. Because she won't. She's louder than everybody else. So if you trying to make a guess, she's made 4 guesses, and the one guess you try to make it, she's too damn loud.
Bro, I'm a winner. What can I say? Like, I don't know.
You still didn't get as many as I got, though.
Nah, because I don't know what you was doing. I knew you was looking. You was looking at my glasses to see the reflection. Like, I was like, how's she getting all of these? And for some reason, you had all the songs that everybody knew. Here I am with who was it?
You had, like, the Beatles,
and the only old they here refused to sing.
The only person that can help you win.
Refused to sing. Love him, but like, yo, amiguito, ayúdame. Like,
yo, anyways, so we're gonna move on over into our next section, which is
Caldero Talk.
Alright, mi gente, welcome to Caldero Talk, which is the part of the show where we're going to give you the meat, the carne, as Ruben loves to say.
La carne? Yo, he's not funny.
We're going to dissect and discuss a topic, and this week's topic is unpacking our traumas or triggers now that we're adults.
Real deep.
I know we could all tap into this. But honestly, one of the main things that, when Jadi and I met was whenever her and I, we are very charismatic when we speak. We're very passionate when we speak about certain things. And, like, it's always fun when her and I are together because...
No cap. No kidding.
She'll say something and I'll be like, yo, this reminds me of this time. And she'll be like, bitch, tell me about that. And then we just, and then people are just onlookers, like, this whole show that we have going on.
For free. We should have started charging these
dead
people.
Ass, like, we would, like, a circle would end up around us of people just watching us go back and forth about, yo, did your mom do this? Yo, bro, my God, this shit is great. Like, we would go down this rabbit hole of, like, our family and how we've made it comedy.
Nah, I make everything humor. Everything's humor. Like, yo. I'll cry for like 20 minutes and still when I'm telling the Nina the story the next day, I'll make it a joke.
Yeah, yo, Nina, she'll be like, Nina, I want you to understand. I want you, she points for her finger. I want you to understand.
I like flicking foreheads.
Loca, listen to me when I tell you I cried.
Yo, you should have just been me for Halloween. No cap. I'm bored.
Loca. Tell me Zoe try to walk into my room try to ask me if I wanted some water. No, I don't want no water. I'm crying right now. Like, let me cry in peace, please. I have no privacy in my house. This is literally how she tells stories.
You're so funny. With the forehead flick.
It's not new to you guys because it's exactly how I tell stories.
I get up close and personal.
That I'm the older version of her and she's the younger version of me.
It's literally like flip flop. Honestly, we live the same
Little
life.
sister I never wanted, but I probably would have been.
Damn!
And I'm the older sister she always wanted.
Damn! You see how it flip flop? Dime de ti.
Shit. But with that, so again, circle back. We've constantly talked about like certain things that we realize that we do now as adults. That we're just like, yo, what's crazy? I was thinking about it, and this is why I'm like this. And one of the main things that actually Jadi was like the first person that came to my mind when I was thinking about this topic. So it was a topic I wanted to have for a while, but I wanted it to come from two different generations that still live the same life in a Hispanic household. So it's like we like to think that we're so far removed, but we're not. It's not that far from each other. I'm almost 30. She just turned 21. And it's crazy how like the parallels in how we live our lives still and how we were raised are wild, ridiculous. And my mom's 66. Your mom's young.
My mom's like 54, 55.
Really?
Nah, my dad's the young one. My dad's 47.
I was gonna say somebody's in their 40s.
My dad's 47.
When he turns 50, he's gonna be
he refuses. I call him viejo. He gets my dad secretly dyes his hair. Pa, if you're watching this, I know you dye your hair in the bathroom. You don't want to tell nobody. Like, when my mom goes to the bathroom, we're like, who dyed their hair? I'm like, Mommy, was it you? No, you see, the other day, oh my gosh, I'm brushing my teeth with my toothbrush. I'm like, what's all this black stuff?
That's what he's doing at 2 a.m. in the morning. 2 a.m.
I'm like, what is this? I'm like, what is this? I spit it. I'm like, Papi, was this you? No, it wasn't me. I go, Mommy, was this you? Mira, why? Porque dime. So I used to know it was my dad. I know it's you. I'm watching you. Know that. Anyways, a man that's scared of turning old.
But he still got a beautiful head of hair. Like, he should be proud of that.
This man, one time, one of my friends called him Bruno Mars. What was that for? Then he started learning all the lyrics, and he thought he looked like Bruno Mars. My father does not look like Bruno Mars.
He does not look like Bruno Mars. At all. Like, at all.
Like, dime. I know he gets hyped when people are like, that's your dad? He looks mad young. My dad fixes his posture.
Yes. I've witnessed this.
Fixes his posture.
Your dad looks mad young. That's not your brother? What?
Hello. Put your hand away. Do what you gotta do and leave.
Tate quieto.
Like, please. Pititual. Go leave.
Yo, I can't. But, alright, so, again, in getting older, you start to notice, like, these little traits. And as much as we don't want to be our parents, there are little things that we do that are very much like them. However, you had touched upon how when you were packing for your trip, you could not make a decision to save your life. I was getting aggravated, but I knew that if I showed my aggravation, it was gonna make her more anxious.
It was so stressful.
I couldn't show her that I was aggravated. Get you friends who understand when you're on the verge of a meltdown so that they know how to act and come correct.
Nah, it was really bad.
Because imagine if I was like, damn, look, I just fucking picked something. You would have been like, oh my God, crying in the middle.
I would have started crying.
Why are you yelling at me?
Nah, it's stressful. It's one of those things like.
But why do you think that's so difficult for you to make? Like, look, mi gente, when I tell you guys make a decision, like, instead of like, should I go right, left? Fucking, I'm gonna go straight. Bitch, that's not even the options. Like, what are we talking about?
Guys, I'm so bad at making decisions.
It's
like,
bad.
I get anxious trying to figure out what I'm gonna eat for lunch. Like, when I'm at work and I have to go out, I have to ask people. I write notes and people have to pick out because I don't know how to make decisions for myself. And I like to blame that on my family. 100% blame that on my family. As a kid, I don't think I chose my Halloween costumes. I think we got what was the cheapest option. So it wasn't like I got to be who I wanted to be. I remember one time I thought I was a princess. Whole fucking time it was a flapper girl.
Like from the 1940s?
Yes!
Yo!
My sister and her man were bringing me trick-or-treating that year, and it was like, the lady goes, and what are you? A whole feather. I had a whole thing. Oh, princess! She looks at me, she's like... And all you hear is my sister and her man cackling, because they were like, what, 18, 19? So they were like at that age, like, oh, my little sister's not funny.
But here's the thing. Me had to stop having kids with wild ass age gaps, please.
Yo, no cap. My sister's 33.
I'm trying to That's not old, bitch. Stop playing.
Sis,
21 and 30. That's 12 years, right?
That's 12 fucking years. Who did I have in my childhood? I was lonely as fuck. Lonely as
I
fuck.
had all these siblings.
I had all the lonely as fuck. Then I had my cousin.
I mean, I had
who was 5 years older than me. So imagine a 14-year-old hanging out with a 9-year-old.
Yeah, you right.
Like, hello. It was one of those, like, damn.
Nah, no bullshit. But it's crazy because it's the reason why her and I get along, because I'll say something and she'll understand the reference. And I'm like, yo, but you're like 21. How do you know that? Oh, because my sister. And then I'm like, oh, how's your sister? Oh, 33. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Like her siblings are older. My siblings were too older, which is why I'm hip to a lot of things as well. But I'm like, damn, we still having kids with wild ass age gaps.
I'm like, you could have cut it.
I understand that you got pregnant at 16. Your baby's like what, 13 now, and then you have a whole, you got new life. You settled in your adulthood. Then you have another kid. I just feel like that's an L I'm gonna take. We just gonna have to win.
No, God.
Why? I don't want to do that.
I'm gonna take one for the team. I'm gonna do me.
I don't.
Now, mommy's wild for that one. Mommy's wild for that one.
Me and my sister 15 years. By the time I was in preschool, she was off to college.
You know what I mean?
Dog.
What
do we have in common?
Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't remember my mom making breakfast for me. Because by the time my siblings were out the house, you had to drop me off. Like, it was one of those, my sister was in high school.
But do you think that, so you obviously were raised differently.
Oh, I got a different mom than my siblings did.
Right, which is super interesting. So when we think about the topic of, like, how can you all be raised in the same house, but you're also different? You had a different version of your mom than what your brother and sister had.
I did. I had the version of my mom that she didn't give a fuck. But not in a bad way. But she already had 2 kids. You know how what they say, like the third kid, like like the first kid you don't let run around. The third kid, they can skip, jump around, and throw themselves off. You're like, they'll be fine.
This one could jump off a building. And
that was me. But because they were so far, like my mom already raised. My sister was 12, my brother was 15. She already raised 12-year-olds and 15-year-olds. That by the time I became 12, 15, my mom forgot how to deal with teenage rage. My mom didn't know how to deal with kid going through puberty, kid going through it, kid getting bullied, like not knowing what it is. Because my siblings, again, my sister was in her 20s. My brother, Ben moved out. Last time my brother moved out when he was 18. I was 5 when my brother moved out. So it's like I never had like acknowledgement of my brother living with me until like at the old house. Yeah. So it's one of those like, it's so different. It's so different. And I did grow with my dad. My siblings didn't grow up with the dad. They grew up with my dad.
So do you think there has to be resentment?
100%.
You grew up in a 2-parent household.
100%.
They didn't.
100%. But as my sister grew older and she had her own kids, she realized like what our mom did and your dad did was what they had to do as parents. Like, you weren't asking for much. Because they thought that me getting my brother didn't care so much. I told you, like, my brother was, like, he's always to himself. He thinks the floor that my mom walks on. Being the only boy and a Dominican mom. Y'all know the rest. Y'all already know the rest. The oldest, the firstborn boy and the only boy, what a Dominican mom, you already know how that goes. Kisses the floor that she walks in, vice versa. So, like, he doesn't have that much of that, but I know my sister, as I'm her sister, and we're both females, and we're both girls. I know I got a phone at the age of 10. She was upset because she didn't get the phone until the age of 16. But times changed. You know what I mean? Right. Cell phone usage was way more. I was going to a school that I had to walk home from to my grandma's house. My mom didn't pick me up. You know what I mean? Like, I needed a phone. Did it need to be a touch phone? No. But my father... right, provided that for me. She didn't have a father to provide that for her. So a lot of things that I would get would be because of my dad.
Do you think that because you realized that you got things that they didn't get, that contributes to your anxiety?
Yes, I feel guilty half the time. For me, just living a good life. Not even living a good life. I like to say I maintain because I'm not the richest cookie out there. Like, I got food. I have clothes, but I do.
You have the necessities, and
I have the necessities. Have extras, you know. But I just started getting these extras now when they started realizing, like, yo, like something's going through her, because you know my parents, my mother just started getting used to the idea of mental illnesses because before anxiety didn't exist until her own daughter started experiencing anxiety, and she was like, wait a minute, like, esto no es mental, esto es mental real, like it's not like, oh, you know what I mean. So it's like I think them seeing like in front of them
Yeah.
They call it los nervios. Like, so when I get upset, they immediately think it's my anxiety. So they don't know how to differentiate between me getting upset, me getting mad, or me having an anxious breakdown. Mm-hmm. Like, they don't know how to differentiate between the three. So it's like, I blame, like, and sometimes, like, I don't want to tell my sister what my mom got. Like, I don't want to tell my sister that my mom is agreeing to let me buy a dog. I just said it right now, so if you see this, you see this. But, like, you know what I mean?
But so with that.
But that being said, my sister did have 2 rabbits as a kid. I never got it. Like, it's one of those, it's one of those, like, I got a new car. I got a brand new car.
Do you think that, so, and you can share this if you want to or not, the relationship between your mom and your sister is not the best? Correct?
I mean, like, between them, like, yeah, you would say, but it's like my mom is very hard.
So you're saying it's not the best relationship?
It's not the best relationship, but so I can see it both ways, though.
Right, so do you think that some part of your mind also withholds sharing any good news with your sister because you don't want to add any fuel to the fire that already exists?
And vice versa, though. Like, I sometimes my sister tells me good news, I don't tell my mom. Like, I'm literally like the middle. I'm like the foosball table, the person that just keeps turning and doesn't hit the ball. I use my business because it's like I don't like my family sometimes is so like individualized that I try, like, as a kid I used to try to put them together, but I realized that's not my job, and in the future I just have my family that I can rely on. Like, I love my mom, but our relationship just got better now.
Yeah.
But that's after me trying to talk to her.
Right.
Like, I try to understand my sister. A lot of people don't understand my sister. That's what makes her frustrated. That she doesn't get it. But I try to, like, understand my sister. My sister said, like, for example, my sister says come at 2, I try to come at 1:50 because I know being on time is is one of her irks. And that's what she has to be for my mom. Because my mom will show up at 3 or 4.
Shit.
Right?
Chill.
But she also got to think about the times. My mom works till 1.
Yeah.
And then she has to bring my grandma and do stuff around till like 3 p.m. If my brother does something, it's at 6 p.m., my mom is there 10 minutes early. But that's because it's in her time frame.
Yeah.
To my sister, I don't think she sees it as like that's in her time frame versus you choosing to go early to his house but not come early to my house.
Yeah.
So like my mom and my sister, their relationship, I would say they're not necessarily amazing. I guess you could say they pick and choose when they want to be friends. Like, but I think that's my mom with all her kids but my brother. My mom only has 3 kids.
So everybody but my brother. I can feel. I feel that. I think it's super interesting. Like, so like, you know that my older sister and I recently reconnected, and there were some points in conversations that her and I were having, and the only way that her and I can have conversation now is because I'm able to understand. Like, before it was more like, it was like barking, like we were trying to be heard, and it was never like, let me listen to understand instead of listening to respond. So there was a couple times in conversations that her and I had that I was like,
you just want to bite your lip.
Gotta be better.
And be like that.
And it's tough. It's not easy. But you know, there were a few times where, you know, there's still a lot of resentment, I think, that she has towards the way my mom raised my sister and my twin sister and I versus how my older brother and my older sister were raised. But y'all heard me say there was a 15-year age difference between me and my older sister, and there's a 9-year age difference between me and my brother. And so by the time I was in middle school, by the time I was in kindergarten, preschool, my older sister was already off to college. Like, sis, like, I don't know what to tell you, you know what I mean? But there's been few comments like that she's said that's like, oh yeah, you know, because mommy did that for you. Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what to tell you.
Like, I didn't do it.
I was fortunate that my mom showed up to every single one of my after school events. If I had a baseball game, if I had a softball game, if I had volleyball, basketball, she would MapQuest. So MapQuest was a thing. She would be at work and she would make sure to get the address of the school that we were playing at. My mom was at away games. My mom, like, her world ended up revolving around my sister and I playing sports and making sure we got to practices and games on time, and, you know, making the arrangements with our coaches if she couldn't bring us, being at parent-teacher conferences, getting the teachers' emails and phone numbers to make sure she was on top of us. And that wasn't the reality from my older brother and older sister. And
but it's because she could at that time.
She couldn't.
I don't think...
Because she couldn't. She was literally working to feed 4 moms.
You know what I mean? I don't think... And it's like, mommy does it not because she can right now.
Right. And then my mom ended up getting a new job. She had gotten laid off for a minute. Like, I remember one Christmas, like, we didn't even know if we were going to get Christmas presents. But... like welfare one year had a bunch of gifts to give out to parents, and my mom brought up home this box of like gifts that remember
they used to do that. My mom got me a box.
There was like Game Boy Advance in there one year, and I was hyped as shit. And then my brother bought us a Game Boy Advance. Now we have 2 Game Boy Advances when those were a thing. And like I can remember like little moments like that. And then when my mom, got a better job, and my mom's making more money than I without a college degree, like. She was able to afford more things for us. So, like, but the thing is that we were never spoiled brats about it. We never felt like we were entitled to my mom's wallet. You know what I mean? Like, she still made us understand the importance of money. And if we didn't have it, we didn't have it. And then, hay comida en la casa. Like, that stuff.
Period.
But my mom also, for my college graduation, sent me on a cruise. Like, I didn't I didn't have a sweet 15.
You got a cruise? I went on a cruise. You know what's crazy? Guys, you guys want to see how much me and her, like, she got a cruise? I got to choose between a quinceañera or a cruise, and guess what I chose?
A cruise.
My sister was sick, but what can I say? We were it could have been done, so it was done.
I think that for me, how that translated into my adult life, like, I don't brag on certain things, and we could call it being humble. I think it's because I don't want anyone else to feel bad. It's not because I am a humble person, but it's because, and then I get secondhand embarrassment. Like, really? Super bad. Like, if I'm talking about something and someone's like, oh, I've never done that. And I'm like...
Low key, I just look down. I do that.
I get like, sad about it. Like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have talked about that. Maybe that should not have been the topic.
You feel bad for not being able to relate to others.
You know what? Sometimes, yeah.
It feels weird. It feels awkward.
Odd. I'm like, oh, can't relate? My bad? Like... Ooh,
like, damn, y'all didn't cut up your hot dogs to make it look like it was more than just one? My fault.
My bad. You mean your mom didn't make you and your siblings separate breakfasts when they asked? My sister wanted bacon and eggs, and I wanted farina. Like, my mom would make 2
that's so nice of her. My mom would have just...
She would make 2 separate breakfasts for us. But that's not everybody's reality. Like, not everybody got this version of Sulma. And, like, as much as I rag on Sulma, because Sulma gets on my nerves, like... I can appreciate the little things that she did, and I can see the differences, but I noticed that growing up, it contributed to how I carry myself around certain people. Like, sometimes, like, when I used to hang out with my twin sister, I would, like, be like, why did you say that? Or why would you, like, she knew, like, I would get embarrassed. She knew I had secondhand embarrassment. So she would do things, and I would freeze. Like, I would just stop. Like, I would get super anxious, and I would, like, wait to get in trouble for something I didn't do. Because growing up, I always got in trouble for some shit I didn't do. And that translated into my adult life. As an adult, I don't like getting in trouble.
You know what's crazy? You mentioned that. I was a good kid. I barely got in trouble. But the issue is, the way I would see my mom react to when she was mad caused me to get this burning anxiety in me to just listen to what she wants. I am 21, guys. 21 years old. I still don't go out late. I come home by like 12 because the thought of my mom getting riled up, angry, I ain't gonna say nothing about that one. We already know how I feel about that. Getting riled up and angry. So we have
the automatic Febreze thing that just like skirts or spurts, whatever you want to call it. And she's convinced that that's for rich people. Baby, I promise it's only like $11.
Yeah, $11 too much. A little tree would have been suffice.
I can't stand you. Anyways, continue.
But like I wasn't a bad kid. I never passed curfew. Like, my parents never gave me curfew because I knew what time I'd have to get home.
Interesting, because I was put under a leash. Like, I was on a tight leash.
But the thing is, I knew, but it was subconsciously I knew the rules. Like, parents didn't need to tell me that. I already knew that. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Like, I already knew that going out every weekend was an issue as a kid. So I would try to limit it. Like, I wouldn't be able to go out Friday and Saturday. I'd pick a day. My parents never told me it was an issue, though, but I already saw from the reactions, right? They never had to tell me, Jad, you gotta be here by 1. Like, I already knew that I had to be there by 12. Like, it was things that they subconsciously, like, I was trained to do. Like I knew my mom never told me I couldn't leave the house without cleaning my room. But I knew if I decided to go out, my room was not clean. It'd be
no, like, that was the first one. You clean your room? Yeah.
My mom, like, my mom.
The whole house. If I needed a twofer, if I had to go out 2 days in a row, I
like,
would
it was one of those
subconsciously.
It was subconsciously. But my mom would say comments. I mean, she wouldn't tell me that I couldn't do things. Yeah. My mom would be like, "Y tú te vas con ese cuarto así." When I got older, though, I started to stop giving a fuck. Yes, I'm the only one that sleeps in it.
It be like that.
And it gets me riled up.
Even when you leave, you're like, damn, when I get home,
no, it literally, even when I leave, I don't even enjoy my time out. I'm like, yo, should have just took the L and just stayed home. Like people think I'm bugging. Like, when I have an argument with my mom before leaving, my whole mood is changed. Like, it does not matter.
Oh, what?
Like,
why are you cussing at me at this?
Like, you know that I'm going. Like, you know
it's gonna fuck up the rest of my day.
Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you can invite me out, Nina, and I had an argument with my mom. I'm just gonna be thinking like, damn. Like, my mom be giving the silent treatment.
That is the most. Yo, listen. That is the most toxic.
Like, as a mother,
disrespectful
as
way.
A
that
mother.
Is so, like, because Suma would do the same thing. Suma, like, and like, it would be two strangers walking around each other. And
they wouldn't even.
Was like, it was gut wrenching.
It would hurt my soul because you're my mom. But it's like, damn, you can't live like. But my mom is very cautious. My mom is very scared of the outside world. Very scared. She's scared that if I'm driving, my glasses fall off and I can't see. That's how scared my mom is. She's scared of other people. She thinks because I have she thinks that because I have anxiety, I can't defend myself in public. But it's like, I trust you enough to tell you that I have anxiety because I hope for you to be my grounding point. But sometimes my mom isn't the grounding point. Sometimes she makes me do. Mama offers me coffee for everything. Everything. One day I snapped my nail. My nail came off. And mom was like, un chin de cafecito, mira, bébetelo, te va a mejorar. Gave me some pain medicine. Give me some antibiotic. Some Band-Aids. I don't know fucking coffee, bro. Get that coffee out of my face. I was sick.
Where's this coffee at 7 o'clock in the morning, sis? When
I'm fucking sick, bro. I'm sick, but that's my mom. So, like, subconsciously, I knew what not to do. I knew to, like, if I were to leave the house and I left the dish, like, I knew that was gonna
This is why you go back and forth so much about when you're working. You're like, damn, should I do, but if I do this, then I gotta do this.
I told you earlier, I think too much into the future. Like, I saw a post
we'd be at work and I'd be like, hey, Jody, can you help me with this? Yo, respectfully, I gotta finish this because you know that if I try to this, and then I'm gonna feel bad. And then she'll go 10 minutes later. You're like, damn, bro, you could have just said
bringing it back to where I have a bad time making decisions because I literally, it's an anxiety-ridden thing. Like, I don't want to, but like, it's in my head. Like, I saw a post once. It was like, when you have anxiety, it's because you're stuck in the past and you're thinking too much in the future, but you're never in the present. And I was like.
Ayo.
And I told you that sometimes I be thinking of shit I did 3 years ago. Till this day, I have beef with people, not even beef, like issues that I have with people that I know they give 3 shits about me, bro. They probably took a shit, wiped their ass, and gave no fucks to me, bro. Probably gave no mind to me, but then I wake up in the morning, I'm like, damn, you remember that time that I did that? I wonder if they remember that too.
Dog, I still think about the one time that...
Yo, I already know what you're gonna say.
3rd grade is circle time.
No, I don't know that time.
3rd grade, yeah, I'm gonna tell you the story. 3rd grade is circle time. I don't need to share this, but I feel like we just, this is how our minds work. I don't know, I randomly think about this time. We're in 3rd grade. I was sitting at the edge of the carpet and somebody got in trouble because they weren't listening to Miss Eastman, right? Miss Eastman was like, your name's gonna go on the board. So she told another one of our classmates to write the name on the board. It wasn't me. So who was the kid? Was it Ishmael? No. They go and write the name on the board. I wanted to see whose name was getting written on the board. So I went like this.
She told you to sit your ass back down?
No, and I tooted.
Nosy bitch got caught up in the act. Nosy bitch was a little bit too nosy.
All my friends ran away from me. I was so embarrassed. I looked at my sister to help me out. She was like, ew.
Nah, you know what's funny about that? Yo. I started thinking of things that...
But it was loud, though.
Second... It wasn't a little poop.
No, it was like... The drummer boy.
Nick Cannon and drumline. Yo, you kill me, bro.
But that I'm to this day, I can laugh about it now, but like I can.
Now that's traumatizing.
I can feel the embarrassment.
I just traumatizing.
8-year-old Nina.
Does everybody have traumatizing stories in third grade? I still remember in third grade. I don't know if you guys know the Elmo. Like it was like the thing. It was like a camera that you would put on and it was showcase.
A projector.
It wasn't a projector. No, it wasn't a projector because it was new. They used to call it the Elmo. Bitch, now you trying to tell.
Go off.
It was a little. It looked like this, and it was a camera, not the projector. It was a little camera. You put your hand down, and it would showcase like a video. Basically, it looked like a projector, but they used to call it the Elmo.
Okay.
Like the thing was the Elmo, and I remember we were learning about crawfish, and they had a crawfish under, and they took it out. The manager talking, I swear to God, Miss Flanagan, I knew that shorty was racist, and I'm gonna tell y'all why in 2 seconds. All I did as a kid, I wanted to see if I could see my hand on the board. Really quickly, I just went, boop, took it out. Nobody was looking. I thought nobody was looking. What was that? Little old me, I'm telling you, I was a little pendejita as a kid. I always have been. I used to cry when my homework wasn't done. Which I don't know why, because my parents always told me it was okay. But I always thought about the consequences. Consequences get me, people. Big time. Big fucking time. Like, I do not like consequences.
I should not find this funny.
Yo, she looks at me. All of a sudden, I'm the bad kid in the class because all I did was a kid thing. And they were dragging it for like 5-6 minutes. About how I shouldn't have done that. How I should have lost my recess. If I want to play with that so bad, I should go ahead and I should do it on my free time. That is for the adults. Mind you, it was never that serious. But I was the only little chocolate dropper in that class.
Little chocolate dropper.
The only chocolate dropper in that class. But with other people, you would like... Teachers show favoritism for kids.
Yes.
And they need to stop. I don't give a fuck if your favorite's Patricia. Show that shit when you give her a snack outside of class. Don't show me in front of me because now I want you to treat me how you treat Patricia.
You're right.
Bitch, do your fucking job. Take an oath. They should make them take an oath like surgeons take an oath before they go in surgery. Hello, Barbarasa.
International because they be stealing people's organs after they get beat.
What the fuck? What the? Dr. Miami, speak up now. Dr. Miami, speak up now.
Anyways, to circle it back to unpacking traumas, I think it's almost like a game to me now. Like I try to almost like overanalyze. I overanalyze everything. I'm a wild overthinker. I'm trying to figure out why I became an overthinker. I know it stems from somewhere. I just cannot.
You don't think it's because of your sister?
Where.
Your twin sister made you doubt your thoughts? You don't think that?
Honestly, it probably could be.
Because the stories you be telling me, I'm like... like, you really let her think that? Like...
Nah, like
I doubt myself a lot.
My siblings were my first bullies. I ain't gonna hold you. And I already told you I'm not my sister's keeper. So, you know, honestly, yeah, that's probably why I was overthinking. Yeah, oh shit, we cracked the code and it was so simple.
Because, bro, when you have people next to close to you that always doubt what you say, that always gotta question you what you say.
Not even question it, but like when you really think about it, like again, like the relationship with my mom is super strained because of all the years that my sister was pinning us against each other because she's manipulative and she knew how to do that. And as long as Sudma and I were working against each other, it worked in her favor when she was out doing whatever she was doing, lying to mommy about where she was at. I was the one keeping. I was the good kid, but I was the one keeping her secrets. So it was easier for me and Sudma and I to be at constant battle. But my sister got to be out and about. Like I said earlier in the episode, I need a mom.
Bueno, y se pagó la vaina. Oh, it's probably because it's not connected.
It's not connected. Anyways, we're not even going to pay attention to this. Don't pay attention to this. It was going to be sick.
Awkward.
Where we at?
You're so funny, Nina. You have me dead.
I was hoping that's what's gonna happen.
Y'all should just get Christmas lights, no cap.
You know.
Cause the LED lights are super cute, but like you should put a Christmas tree here for November.
Yeah.
Super cute. Wear a Christmas hat and shit.
What did I say? Last thing I left off.
I'm talking about you were the good kid.
But yeah, so I was always like, I always followed the rules. I never like to get in trouble. To this day, I don't like getting into trouble. That's why I never did anything like super rebellious. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, but as growing up, I realized that sometimes you need to get in trouble, and I know that sounds like contradicting. Yes. Like you're probably like, what do you mean by need to get in trouble?
No, there have been times where I've gotten in trouble and like my gut is turning, but my face is super like, you're not gonna see that it phases me. I'm gonna go break down later. Like that's literally like how I've operated in that space.
But that's like to like when I think about like, oh, I'm in trouble, and I was like to learn to defend yourself, because there's sometimes on me I've been getting in trouble. I'm like, hey yo, that wasn't on me. Don't give me that pela. Not on me. And then I have to like suck it up. And then sometimes you get in trouble. Anyway, that's for another day. Another topic for another day.
You're good. Yeah, so like when it came to my sister, like I said earlier in the show, you know, I was on a strict schedule. Like I didn't get to go out that often. I had to leave the phone numbers of every single person that was in the house that I was gonna be at. You know, my mom had to pick me up when she said she was gonna pick me up, and I always had to jump through hoops in order to be able to hang out with my friends, which is why I love sports so much, because you know, weekend practices took the majority of the day, and I got to hang out with my friends like that. And you know, after school, my mom would be like, oh, I'm coming to pick up at this time, let's go. You know, my sister got to stay a little longer.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, so it was a lot of like, for some reason Sulma had me on a leash, and the older that I get, I realize it's because I'm so similar to her. And I think that she thought that I would have made the same mistakes that she made. Whereas because my sister was like so far up my mom's ass, my mom never like thought that it was an issue and or she was like devious, but she was. And what ended up happening was my mom assumed that because I became an angsty teenager, you gotta think about it. When I lost my brother when I was 10, in a very tragic way. You know, he took his own life, and we were never able to deal with that. We never talked about it. We just, whenever we mentioned his name, it was, we don't want to make mommy sad, and having to hold all of that. When I wanted to scream at the top of my lungs that I was upset, I was sad. I missed my brother. You know, like
that must have been tough.
There was a lot. Yeah, there was a lot that I just had to keep under wraps, and it started to come out in other ways. And I had an attitude. I absolutely had an attitude. On top of my body's changing. I'm in high school. I'm being told that I'm fat. I have a twin sister who I'm constantly being compared to. And because she was a skinny twin, that automatically made me the fat twin. And you know, we couldn't afford braces, so I didn't have nice teeth. And my sister would make it a point to let me know, like, I would have a nice smile if my teeth weren't fucked up. And
damn.
No,
what I hate.
We're diving into this.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's things like that. And it's like, it made it so easy for me to be angry to the point where people thought I was a miserable person.
Like, how her ass is, well, how much ass she be eating her own. Like, yo.
And I used to start to believe it. And the thing is, the whole time I'm like, trying to talk to my sister about it. The whole time she's using it as ammunition to keep me where she needed me, in position to make sure that it didn't interrupt what she had going on. And these are things that as an adult I'm now learning that a lot of my traumas and triggers stem from my sister. And it's taking a lot of undoing. Like I have to check myself a lot of the time, because I'm like, why am I doing this? Why am I reacting this way? And I have to go back into a mental space of when I was younger and pinpoint the moment. There's been moments where I've been able to be like, oh, it was that right there. I know it. And then I have to undo it. Like, wanting to be better is a struggle every single day, because I know this other version of Nina. I've known this version of me for so long, or that version of me for so long, that this new version of me, I feel like Bambi. Like I don't have my footing
yet.
That's
a good one.
Like I'm just like, I'm wobbling through this right now. And I told Daddy at the time, I'll be like, oh Nina, when I'm really pissed, Nina would have done this.
Oh, Nina.
But new Nina, and she's like, yo, real talk, bro, was old Nina that bad?
Yo, because the way she makes her sound, I'm like, damn.
Old Nina didn't give a fuck about your feelings. New Nina will take them into consideration, but still might disrespect you.
That's funny, because I think it's the opposite for me.
You used to care about feelings?
I used to care a lot. Like, I used to care a lot. Like, not trying to, like, cut you off, but I used to care, like, a lot.
Yeah.
Like, the comments that I say now that you be laughing about, that I be saying other people, or, like, me speaking up, like, I'd be like, oh, I'm sad, but I don't want them to be sad, too. Like, I would take the hit. But now it's fuck all y'all. If I'm mad, you're gonna be mad, too, bitch. Fuck you, fuck all of y'all.
I'm gonna fuck up all your days.
Nah, bro. Why you ruining my day? For what? Now you're gonna get ruined too, raggedy ass. Like, bye.
I love, I don't know why right now calling somebody a raggedy ass bitch is maybe my favorite term of 2022. You raggedy ass bitch. Like, cause you picture something raggedy.
Like in a raggedy and then a raggedy ass and then a raggedy ass bitch. Like, nah, but me personally, like before, like I'd be like very hush hush, like, oh, they hurt my feelings, but they were probably upset. Nah, you hurt my feelings for what?
But did it ever come into play, like in terms of family, like, oh, I have to forgive them because they're family?
Yeah. Oh, before, my family, my Spanish, it improved. Don't get me wrong, but my Spanish, I used to mix my masculines and my feminine, and I still do till this day. I used to get roasted. Roasted. It wasn't even fun for me as a kid anymore. It would just be made fun of. Like, to them, it's that kiki. Like, to me, it would be like, I don't want to go to Theo's house. That's all they're going to make fun of me for. I don't want to go see Abuela. Like, I don't want to. Like, I don't want to talk to them because this, that, and the thing. So then, I would stay quiet. Until now that I'm like, ¿y tú? Dímele usted. Y te bañaste hoy porque tú tienes un bajo encima. Like, I don't fuck it. Like, don't. Like, they think that because I was a kid. Like, nah, you guys got me when I was a kid.
You're not getting me as an adult.
You're not getting me now.
Guess what? My car's outside. I can bounce.
But as a kid, my mom would be like, oh, it's because we're family. We're family. They do it because they love you. They do it because they love you. And I'd be like, Mommy, I don't like it. They do it because they love you.
But I don't like it.
Pero esa vaina no me cayó bien a mí, doña. Dime, I don't like it. Why do I gotta suck up something that I don't like? And that's when I learned that I don't have to suck up shit that I don't like.
That part.
Like, I don't have to. Like, why do I gotta sit down, suck this shit up to make you happy? For what? Because that comment wasn't even necessary. So you could have been happy without it. But now you ruined my day. Now I'm gonna give you an unnecessary comment.
But think about it, 15 years from now, and I might not show up to Thanksgiving.
Yo, me as fuck. I'm like, yo, something that'd be in bed, and I'd be like, yo, you remember that time?
Dog, the amount of times I think about when my aunts and uncles reprimanded me for stupid shit.
I'm like, damn.
Like, I remember I called my sister a dork one time. We were in my uncle's house. Called her a dork. And my uncle's wife's daughter, who's like no blood relation to us, like one of those, like, they got married, she was married into the family, like, gave me this whole fucking lecture about why I shouldn't call people dorks. And I literally looked at her and I was like, she didn't die. Who is this bitch?
You're so stupid.
Who are you?
Did you think you
I'm
ate?
like, you're not even really my cousin, so what are we talking about?
Like, you thought you ate your plate's full. Like,
yo, baby.
You forgot the forks in the kitchen. Like, you haven't even started.
Still in the microwave, being heated up.
Like, man. Now, is that people...
They be bugging sometimes.
They get too comfortable. And that's another thing, too. Sometimes like getting people comfortable and telling like, what are you doing? Boundaries. What are you doing? And I told you that I'm working on my boundaries.
That part.
I'm really bad at my boundaries, people. Really bad at what I used to be bad. Just started showing boundaries now. Stop talking to people that weren't giving me any beneficiary. She's literally, I've told her about a couple of people. Until this day, I stood ground because it's like, why do I have to jump the moon for you when you can't even drive to see me in my house? Sail the ocean, you wouldn't even walk to my crib in the same city. And you want me to jump the moon, go walk the same footsteps as Neil Armstrong, who God knows if he actually went up there or not. Come back down, fly down, meet Obama, come back down, shake your hand and kiss your forehead. When you can't even walk to my house? You want me
jumping through hoops?
You want me to do all of that? You want me to play Olympics with you? Like, you want me to play tennis? Like, I just don't like people now. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's changed because I've barely been going out. And I think it's because I stopped liking people. I'm an energy person. I like giving the same energy you give. Love it. I love feeding back. Love feeding energy and people feeding it back to me. You know what I mean? I love it. So when I see like I'm giving you energy and you look like a fucking sack of potatoes, I love potatoes, but I like the mashed. Like, how?
I'm gonna come for your whole life.
Like, why are you acting this way? And now I'm at this point in life that I love figuring people out.
It's my favorite.
So I'll be like, why are you acting this way? And they think I'm joking, but I'm really not. Bro, what are you talking about? Why are you acting this way? You don't act this way. What's up with you? Oh, did that? Nah, something must have crawled up your ass and died and you haven't shit it out. So tell me, what's wrong with you?
All right, mi gente. So with that,
Like,
we're gonna go into our next section, which is
A reposar.
All right, mi gente. Welcome to Reposar, which is the end of the show. I hope you guys laughed. I hope we made you guys think. I enjoyed this conversation.
I did too.
We're probably gonna continue this conversation offline, but we wanted to give you some of the good stuff, some of the meat, the carne. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, this is the part of the show where we are going to leave you with any affirmations that we have, any announcements, anything like that. So, Jadi, I'm gonna hand it over to you.
I just want to go back to the quote that I said earlier. That when you have anxiety, it's literally because you're so stuck in the past and you're so looking forward to the future that you're never in the present. And that's just something that I stick to. And I feel like it grounds me into realizing, like, hey, give me a second, let me breathe. And let me just think about now. And then let me not think about what happened. And let me not think about what has yet to happen. Per.
Go off. Sis, go off. I think I would leave you guys with just because they're family doesn't make it right. Ooh. And it's something that I've always preached, but I have a different perspective on it now. When I spoke on it before, it was from a place of hurt, a place of betrayal, a place of defeat. Now when I say that, I'm able to say that with the most confidence because I don't live in that headspace anymore. And I'm able to realize what's done is done. To go off your quote, what's done is done. And what's supposed to happen has yet to happen. So either we're going to fix it in the future, but I'm going to remain who I am now in the present and only can look forward to what could happen in the future if certain things change. And if they don't change, I've made peace with what that's going to look like already. So with that being said, just because they're family doesn't make it right. You know what I mean? But really quickly, we'll spin it off into the announcements. So if you haven't subscribed to Sofrito Speaks, do that. Everything that you're going to need is
why
in
wouldn't they
our
subscribe
bio.
though?
You know what I mean? That's crazy.
Awkward.
I know, the subscription
Ponte pa lo
episodes.
tuyo.
I mean, and you can choose, I think the lowest is $2.99 a month to subscribe. And again, if you really do fuck with us, $2.99 a month, that's probably one less coffee this week. It's so we can continue to give you these episodes. We can continue to have these
sacrifices, ladies and gentlemen.
Bring on
sacrifices.
guests and stuff like that. Pay for the space that we have. The money's not for us to go on vacation. The money is for us to be able to continue to bring you guys this content. So it would be nice to see more of that generated. And, you can still catch us on YouTube. You can find us on all streaming platforms, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor app, podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Find us on YouTube so you can watch these. Now, the subscription episodes are going to be to subscribers only. Those are really good episodes that we have right now. We have 2 out so far. Make sure that you check those out. Again, they are for subscribers. So if you're not a subscriber, make sure you do that. But with that, we're going to sign off.
Well, thank you guys for having me. I'm Jadi and toodles.
XOXO. And I'm Nina Montañez. Stay blessed, mi gente. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Sofrito Speaks.
Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Sofrito Speaks to keep up with all of our latest content.